There comes a time in life when the noise of the world feels overwhelming and the simple act of sitting quietly by yourself feels like a blessing. You may have felt it too, the peace that comes when you shut the door, when you no longer need to impress anyone, when you can simply exist without explanation. Many people don't understand this feeling. They confuse solitude with loneliness. But those who know the truth know that being alone can sometimes heal the soul more than a crowded room ever could. If you've ever felt the same, you're not alone in this journey. And before I go deeper into this heartfelt topic, I want to pause for a second and ask you, please subscribe to this channel. Your one click of support means everything because it allows me to continue creating honest conversations like this. And honestly, I am short of subscribers right now. So if you find comfort in these words, if you find your own story reflected here, please take a moment and subscribe. It might feel small to you, but for me, it is life-changing. Let's begin. When you enjoy being alone, it doesn't mean you hate people. It simply means you value peace. Imagine this. When you sit quietly with yourself, there are no judgments, no interruptions, no need to wear a mask. In solitude, you can breathe. You can listen to your own thoughts clearly without them being drowned out by the voices of others. And in those moments, you often discover truths about yourself that the world could never tell you. Some people feel uncomfortable in silence, but those who embrace solitude know that silence is not empty. Silence is full of answers. Perhaps you've noticed that as we grow older, priorities change. In our youth, we chase gatherings, we chase noise, we chase recognition, but with time, we start craving calm. The laughter at parties no longer feels genuine. The endless small talk no longer feels fulfilling. Instead, a quiet walk, a warm cup of tea, or sitting by the window watching the sunset feels richer than any celebration. You begin to realize that peace is the greatest luxury, and solitude is the doorway to that peace. For some, the love of being alone comes from exhaustion. Maybe you've given too much of yourself over the years, to family, to friends, to work, to responsibilities. Always being there for others, but rarely having someone truly there for you. After a point, solitude feels like medicine. It feels like finally giving yourself the love you've always given to others. It feels like rest after a lifetime of running. But solitude is not only about rest, it is about freedom. When you are alone, you are free to be whoever you want to be. You can laugh at your own jokes. You can cry without shame. You can dance in the living room with no one watching. There is no need to impress, no need to pretend, no need to follow anyone's rules. In solitude, you are your truest self, and that truth is liberating. Some people might say, but isn't being alone sad? Let me tell you, loneliness is sad, yes, but solitude is powerful. Loneliness is when you crave company and can't find it. Solitude is when you choose your own company and cherish it. There is a big difference. When you enjoy being alone, you are not lonely. You are independent. You are whole. Think about it. Some of the greatest minds in history, poets, philosophers, scientists, artists, all spoke of the power of solitude. They found their creativity, their strength, their vision in silence. Maybe you too, in your quiet moments, find clarity. Maybe the best ideas of your life didn't come when you were in a crowd, but when you were walking alone or sitting quietly in your room. That is the magic of solitude. It gives space for the soul to speak. Now let's go deeper. Why do some of us start preferring solitude more as we age? One reason is disappointment. Let's be honest, people can hurt us. They can betray, they can misunderstand, they can leave. And each time that happens, the heart grows a little more protective. It learns that maybe peace is safer than chaos. Maybe being alone is easier than being surrounded by people who don't understand. Over time, you choose your own company because you know it will not let you down. Another reason is wisdom. With age, you begin to understand that life is not about quantity, but quality. 10 shallow friendships cannot give you the joy that one deep connection can. And sometimes even that one connection is not available all the time. So instead of clinging to empty noise, you start cherishing solitude. But solitude also brings gratitude. When you are alone, you start appreciating the little things, the sound of birds, the beauty of nature, the taste of your food, the softness of your bed. You realize that joy is not in constant distraction, but in mindful living. Solitude sharpens your senses. It makes you notice the beauty that rush and noise always hid from you. Still, not everyone understands this. Society often pressures us, saying, you should go out more, you should socialize, you should not sit at home alone. But here's the truth. There is no rule book that says happiness only comes from others. Happiness can come from within. And those who enjoy solitude have discovered this hidden truth that joy is not outside, but inside. Let me share a thought that might resonate with you. When you are alone, you are never truly alone because you are with yourself. And you are the longest companion you will ever have in this life. Friends will come and go, family may change, relationships may shift, but you will always remain with yourself. Isn't it only natural then to build a friendship with yourself? To learn to enjoy your own company? To love yourself enough that you don't need constant distraction? That is the gift of solitude. It teaches you to be at peace with yourself. Sometimes solitude feels like a soft conversation with your soul. It feels like the heart whispering, I am here and I am enough. If you have felt this, then you already know why you prefer being alone. It is not rejection of the world. It is acceptance of yourself. And now, after sharing all this, I want to remind you again, please subscribe to this channel. I am trying to grow, but I am short on subscribers. Your one click will allow me to keep creating more of these deep, honest reflections. Subscribe, and together we can build a community of people who value truth, peace, and real conversations. Also, don't forget to share your own feelings in the comments. Do you enjoy solitude? Do you find peace in being alone? I would love to hear your story. Like this video, if it touched your heart, share it with someone who might need to hear these words today, and most importantly, please subscribe. It takes just a second, but it means everything. Because at the end of the day, whether we are surrounded by people or sitting quietly with ourselves, what truly matters is connection. And here on this channel, I hope to create a space where you always feel understood.